Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, I wanted to get on here and talk about the Tacoma, specifically Toyota Care. I actually reached a milestone the other day, and that is 6 months of ownership or 5,000 miles on the truck. Now, I don't have 5,000 miles on the truck, but I have reached 6 months rather. So I have been getting calls from the dealership regarding bringing the truck in and doing the Toyota, I guess the Toyota Care checkup, if you will, at 6 months or 5,000 miles. So I gave them a call the other day because I thought, well, you know, it's part of the deal. It's free, so I should take the truck in and have this done, right? So I made a call and talked to the rep there or whatever, you know, the people that answer the phone, and made the appointment. And then I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest. I asked the guy, I said, well, what does this involve? And is there going to be a cost? Just to make sure. You know, I don't want any surprises. I was surprised. I was surprised at his answer. First of all, he didn't seem to have any idea how long it was going to take. So I guess I could be there all day. I don't know. I mean, I did schedule an appointment. And he thought that there wouldn't be any cost, but he wasn't sure about that. Well, that bothered me a little bit. So I actually asked if I could speak to someone else. And of course, he tried to transfer me, and I couldn't get anybody. So he took my name and number, which of course he already had, and he's going to have somebody call me back. Now, this is where I was pleasantly surprised. You know, typically when you do that, you never hear a word, you know, nobody calls you back. But within probably half an hour, somebody did call me back. Very happy about that. Kudos to the dealership for that, I must say. And I don't really fault them. You know, they do have people that do different things, serve different functions within the dealership. So maybe the guy that I talked to was new, or he really just didn't know. I don't know, whatever. But they did call me back. So I now have somebody on the phone who's more knowledgeable. And it just happens to be somebody that I actually had dealt with there before. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, somebody that I can recognize or recognizes me. So I asked him, I said, is there any charge for it? And he did clarify, and he said, no, there's no charge for it. It's part of the Toyota Care. Well, that's cool, because that's what I thought. And then I asked him, well, what are they going to do? You know, because frankly, when you go to the dealership, it's a time investment. You know, you're going to sit there for, oh, I don't know, an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours. It depends on your dealership. I can't speak for sure to this particular dealership because I haven't been in for anything other than a recall and a tire balance. So, and that was pretty quick. I actually left the truck and picked it up later. So that wasn't a big deal to me, but I was going to wait on it this time. So we didn't even get that far because when I asked him what they were going to do, he said, well, we're gonna check the tire pressure. We'll rotate the tires, which is a valuable part of Toyota Care, I might add, the tire rotation, if you have enough miles. I didn't have anywhere near 5,000 miles on the truck. They're gonna top off fluids. They're gonna do a general inspection. And I thought, you know, first of all, I have aftermarket wheels and tires, so I'm not gonna have the dealership do anything as far as a tire rotation at that point because I didn't have enough miles on the truck, right? So I'm not going to do the tire rotation. So that part of it, the valuable part of it, in my opinion, is a moot point. We're not going to do anything with that. Because I have a lot less than 5,000 miles, they're not going to do an oil change. Okay. Which I'll mention, I did ask them, well, when will I do an oil change? I mean, you know, and he said, well, it's either going to be at I think he said 10,000 miles, if I'm not mistaken, or 1 year. Whichever comes first, then we'll do the oil change. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll probably have the oil change done at around 5,000 miles or a year. If by chance I don't have that many miles on the truck, I should. So that was cool. That was cool. So then I asked him, I said, well then what is the point of me bringing the truck in? I mean, I don't want to go sit there for, 3-4 hours or whatever so that they can top off the fluids, check the tire pressure, and do a general inspection, And he said, and I'll give him credit for this, he said, well, there really is no reason to bring it in. I mean, if you're not going to have the tires rotated and you only have less than 5,000 miles on it, it's really just a checkup. And I said, well, what's the benefit of that? And he said, well, if down the road, after, the Toyota Care expires or whatever, you want to buy an extended plan, then you'll be able to do that because you've brought it in and had the truck checked or inspected per the milestones of the Toyota Care program. Okay, all right, I guess that makes sense. If they're going to give you some kind of a warranty, which I would guess, or not warranty, but extended service plan, I would guess that probably whether I bring it in for Toyota Care or not, I'm going to be offered the opportunity to spend more money and buy this service plan, right? But neither here nor there. That's what he told me. He said, because then you'll be able to buy the extended Toyota Care plan, I guess. So I'm like, well, I wouldn't do that anyway. I'm not big on extended warranties. I've never bought an extended warranty, nor have I ever needed an extended warranty. Probably because I just don't keep the vehicles long enough. So I realize that kind of depends on your own situation. I mean, if you're planning on having the truck forever, or if you drive the crap out of it, yeah, an extended warranty is probably not a bad idea if the price is right. Okay? So I decided then that, I already had the appointment. So I told him, I said, well, let's just cancel the appointment then, because I don't see any reason to bring it in, since I'm not going to buy any extended Toyota Care program or benefits or warranty or service plan, whatever you want to call it, after the Toyota Care period is over. So, and part of the stuff that they were going to do, except for the tire rotation, I would do myself anyway. I mean, I can check the windshield wiper fluid, I can check the oil level. Certainly the tire pressures. I check them all the time because I have aftermarket tires, right? So there's no value in it for me at this point. Now, if you haven't done any kind of a tire replacement or change, and you're interested in following their tire rotation schedule, then there's definitely some benefit for you, because obviously, ripping the tires off and moving them all around and all that, unless you have a good jack, or you even want to screw with it, to me anyway, it would be worth it just to do that, because it's free. You're not paying anything for it. However, in this case, like I said, since I'm not doing that, didn't make sense to me to go sit in there for hours potentially for them to check my fluid levels and tire pressure. Now, I will say, again, kudos to them for being straight with me and telling me what they were going to do. The guy could have just said, oh no, you need to bring it in, we have to inspect it and all that, very important. How do I know, But I would have been pretty darn pissed off if I'd have taken that truck in, told the service guy when I pulled up that I do not want you to rotate the tires, and then assumed that they were going to go ahead and change the oil and do that kind of stuff. I mean, could you imagine, sit there for 3 hours, the guy comes out and says, okay, we checked your tire pressures and topped off your windshield wiper fluid and took a peek underneath. There's nothing wrong with it, which I knew that before I took it in, and I just wasted 3 hours of my life. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, talk about that a little bit. The Toyota Care program is a big thing when you buy a Toyota. They always push that and how important it is. I don't know. Depends on your needs and what you're doing with the truck. Bottom line, if you're going to take your truck in to follow the Toyota Care thing, make sure you ask them what they're going to do so that you're informed before you go sit in there and waste hours of your life and then get pissed off when they come out and tell you they only put air in your tires. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.